So ever since ChatGPT launched in November of 2022, I've been a huge fan of it. I use it all the time in my marketing. I teach marketers and business owners how to use it. But there's a new kid on the block now, and that new kid on the block is called Claude 3. It's an updated version of Claude by Anthropic. And what I really wanted to do is put these two tools head to head and see which one is best. Now, I've already done a Claude versus ChatGPT video in the past in ChatGPT4, but Claude 3 apparently is much better than the previous version. So if you're a marketer or if you're a business owner and you want to use artificial intelligence to improve your marketing, in this video, we're going to put these two AI tools through 5 different tests and figure out which one should you be using. Now, if I pull up Claude's sales page, if you will, it's not very well written, but here's what the good folks at Anthropic have to say about this tool. They've given us a fancy chart here, which has the 3 different levels of Claude. We're only going to work with the best one because why would we not? And they give us this this table comparing the different attributes of Claude against ChatGPT and Gemini, which was formerly known as Bard, which is Google's attempt at a large language model. Bard used to be horrible. It's much better now. I've made a video on that recently on this channel. But looking at this, there's a lot of stuff on here that's not relevant to us, like math, code, mixed evaluations. Don't know what any of that kind of stuff is, but I don't really understand or believe this. So they've got here undergraduate level knowledge. Claude 3, 86.8%. ChatGPT4, 86.4%. I don't know how you get that close and what you do to calculate that number. Here's another one. Knowledge Q&A, 96.4 versus 96.3. 95.4 versus 95.3. If the folks at Anthropic are to be believed, this should be a really close shootout. So let's dive in to our 5 different tests. Now, the way that this is going to work is pretty simple. I'm going to give ChatGPT and Claude exactly the same prompt. I'm going to ask them to do a bunch of different things similar to what you might do with your marketing. I'm going to look at all the stuff that they give me. Everything that I don't like, I'm going to give it a 0. Everything that I do like, I'm going to give it a 1. And at the end of that test, whoever has the most points obviously is the winner. And after 5 tests, we will have like the best LLM AI tool. And there is going to be a clear winner. So with that said, the first thing that I asked ChatGPT and Claude was to help me out with coming up with, well, basically overcoming blank page syndrome, which is probably something that you deal with as well. There's nothing worse than sitting down and thinking like, I know I want to do X. I want to write a sales page. I want to make a YouTube video, but I just have no damn idea what I'm supposed to do. So what I did was I asked Claude and I asked ChatGPT, hey, I'm going to make a YouTube video comparing ChatGPT to Claude. Give me some ideas of tests that I can put them through that will give me a reasonable idea about which one is actually best. So let's have a look and see how they did as I pull up my slides here. All right, this is what ChatGPT had to say. Creating a YouTube video comparing ChatGPT and Claude is a fantastic idea. Thank you for that, ChatGPT. Here are some marketing specific tests that you can conduct. Copywriting quality and versatility, content generation for blogs and social media, email marketing, video script writing, landing page content, idea and content brainstorming. I've liked everything so far. Customer support, ChatGPT, that is not marketing. Multilingual marketing content, okay. Data analysis and reporting, not a huge fan of that idea. And this definitely has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So I'm going to give ChatGPT a score of 6 for the first test. Now, looking at what Claude had to say, we got ad copy generation, which we are going to do, email subject lines, SEO meta descriptions, social media post creation, which we are going to do, product description. Now, this concerned me. Give the AIs a product and ask them to write compelling descriptions. Well, the only way for me to give a large language model, and Claude, you do know what a large language model is because you are one, the only way for me to give you a product is to describe it. So if I'm describing a product to you and then I'm asking you to write a compelling description, like that doesn't really make sense. So we're at 4. Landing page copy, I like that. That's 5. Customer persona development, 6. Content idea generation, 7. Headline testing, 8. Email newsletter content, not going to score that one a point because that feels really similar to email subject lines. So the first test score is 6 to ChatGPT, 8 to Claude. Claude is the first winner for helping you come up with ideas like stuff that you could do or stuff that you could talk about or what have you. And that said, let's press on to the second test. This is something that I actually know you're going to be doing. We're going to use these two AI tools to create social media copy. So what I've done is I've used a prompt from my AI social media workshop, and I used one of my most recent videos, which was about landing page optimization, which was on this YouTube channel. And I gave the transcript to ChatGPT, and I gave the transcript to Claude, exactly the same prompt. And I said, hey, go ahead and write out 10 different ideas of short form social media posts that I can pull out from what I said in the landing page optimization video. Now, here's the thing. One of the things that I taught in the social media workshop is that when you have an audience of people on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or even your email list, you're going to have different personas and different types of people there. So if I had a really big audience of people, let's say in the fitness space, I might have a bunch of people who are brand new to fitness and then like some old seasoned pros who've been lifting and working out for 10 plus years. If I'm in the, let's say, advertising world, I might have people in my audience who advertise physical products, services, coaching, online courses, whatever it might be. So I just when you're going to see this word personas and this idea of personas used in the outputs of these prompts that I'm about to show you, don't be weirded out. The AI is just following instructions and it's trying to give me different angles, if you will, for different types of people that might be in my audience. So let me just quickly pull up those prompts here and let's have a quick look. So we'll start out with Claude. All right, so here is the prompt that I pasted into Claude, and this is essentially me saying, I want you to write me a bunch of social media posts for different types of people in my audience about the transcript from my landing page optimization video. Now, Claude gave me 2 for each persona. Don't worry if this doesn't make sense to you, but essentially the score that I gave Claude here was 7. So there's a lot of stuff here that I liked, like optimizing your landing page doesn't have to be complicated. Focus on just 2 key steps, analyzing what you have and forming a hypothesis about what's stopping it from converting better. There was other stuff that I liked, such as, where is the example that I really liked? Analyzing content per scroll, copy, style, and messaging specificity are the tactical keys to optimizing any landing page for conversion. So I like that. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I didn't like, such as want to leave your competition in the dust. And where's the other one that I didn't love? Oh, here we go. In the AI-powered future of marketing, like this phrase is just so, that's definitely created by artificial intelligence. So I gave Claude, here I gave it a score of 7. Now, ChatGPT was a little bit more generic. It had some content here that just felt a little bit formulaic, a little bit robotic, didn't really have much human stuff to it. And it didn't actually do the greatest job in the world of pulling content from the transcript, which is what I told it to do, and writing content for social media. So what you see here, I actually didn't say this anywhere inside my transcript about the YouTube video or in the transcript of the YouTube video. This is from a different part of the prompt. So I gave ChatGPT a score of 6 here. I felt this was really generic, right? Like reshaping marketing. Are you ready to lead the charge by optimizing your landing pages for the future? Like that's not catchy stuff. So Claude got a score of 7 for social media. ChatGPT got a score of 6. So at the moment, the score is 2-0 to Claude. And if I look at my third test, here we go. This is a good one. We're getting into some complicated stuff. The next thing that we're going to do is use these 2 different tools and ask them to give us ideas for long form content that we can create. So I've gone and borrowed another prompt from one of my other courses here, which was about social media and artificial intelligence. And in that program, I made up a fake business. It was a makeup business. I wanted to demonstrate in the AI social media workshop how you actually don't need to know anything about the product that you're promoting in order to do a really good job on social media with artificial intelligence. So what I did was I made up a fake makeup company called Glop. And I've pulled one of the prompts from the example of the AI social media workshop, and I went to ChatGPT and I went to Claude and I said, your job now is to give me 10 ideas for a YouTube video that I can make for Glop. Now, there's a bunch of different tools that are involved in creating this prompt. There's stuff like the escape arrive framework, and there's different personas involved again. But let me pull up my slides here and let's have a look and see, how did ChatGPT and Claude go? How did they score in terms of making up ideas for long form content? Let's do it. All right, here we go. Here's what ChatGPT had to say about ideas for long form content for this fake organic makeup company. Now, I asked it to give me 5 different ideas for each persona. And again, I'm going back to that idea. Don't worry about too much about that right now. But ChatGPT actually only gave me 1 idea for each persona. So that's immediately a point off. And if I pushed it to go through and like, hey, I asked for 5 for each persona, please try again. I'm not going to make you read through all of these, but ChatGPT did a really good job. So it gave me 50 in total, and I scored it 32 out of 50. So there was a lot of good stuff like the truth about chemicals in your makeup, or 5 chemical ingredients to avoid in your makeup, a quick guide, the science behind chemical-free beauty, begin your organic beauty journey, a step-by-step guide. What else have we got here that I liked? There was decoding skincare labels. This is something that Claude came up with as well. Really liked that one. Building your organic skincare routine. How to break free from the... So this is not the greatest... this is not the greatest idea for a piece of content ever, but I'm pretty sure I could work with that. So overall, out of these 50 different ideas that ChatGPT gave me, I'm giving it a score of 32. Here we go. Top organic ingredients and their benefits. Now, Claude actually did follow my instructions. It gave me much less detail, but it did what I asked, which I liked. And out of the 50 that I was given here by Claude, I liked 35 of these. So that is Claude winning 35 to 32 and an extra point for following my instructions. I could be a real nitpicker here and say like, dude, you can give me a bit more detail than this, but I'm pretty happy with what we got here. Look at this exclusive interview with Glop's founder, our commitment to quality and transparency. So that is 3 tests, or 3-0 for Claude. ChatGPT is not looking great. The next test that we're going to put these 2 through is writing an ad. And specifically, we're going to get ChatGPT and Claude to write an ad for one of my products, which is the AI ads machine, which is actually amazing. I'll put the link to it in the description below. If you do any kind of advertising at all, please come check out the AI ads machine. It will help you get a higher return on your ad spend. And essentially what I'm doing here with this prompt, and it's a pretty long one, is I'm giving Claude and ChatGPT, again, the same prompt, and I'm saying, hey, here's some information about the AI ads machine from my sales page. Here are a whole bunch of different ad frameworks that you can use. Here are some short ones. Here are some long ones. Here's a bunch of ads that I've written in the past. I want you to use this information about the product. And I want you to pick which ad frameworks you think are going to work the best. And then I want you to use the swipe file that I've shared with you to write them in my particular voice. So we're going to look at the short form ads first, and then we're going to look at the long form ads. And there's a bit of a difference here between the way that these 2 AIs went about it. So let's have a look. All right, here is the ChatGPT version of the 4 short form ads. So it's picked out 4 and it's written them for me. And there's some stuff here that I really did not like, and there's some stuff that I did like. Now, whenever I'm using artificial intelligence tools, I'm not expecting them to give me something that's completely perfect and that I don't have to mess around with at all. I'm kind of expecting them to get me to the 5-yard line, if you will, and give me something that I can look at and say, hey, you know what? This is an ad that I can really work with, or this is an ad that I could really work with. Now, when I'm looking at these 4 short form ads that ChatGPT gave me, and I'm not going to go through them one by one, I gave this a score of 2 out of 4. I kind of liked this one. I'd need to mess around with it a little bit. And I really liked this idea. What if your ads are just expensive shouts into the void? I liked that too. So ChatGPT for writing short form ads got a score of 2. Claude, on the other hand, got a score of 1. This is the only ad that I actually liked. Entrepreneurs who go all in on AI this year will get unbeatable at generating leads and sales. Now, looking through to ad 2, I actually didn't mind ad 2, but this is not true. This is not something that I say anywhere when I'm talking about my AI ads machine. This is a number that Claude has pulled from a different part of my prompt that it was not supposed to mention. So this is a hallucination. Well, I'm going to call this a hallucination. The other thing that I did not like was, here we go, ad 3. Harsh truth. If you're not using AI in your marketing, you're wasting your time. Does not mention advertising at all. Research shows AI can boost your productivity by 40% and save you 16 hours per week. Not mentioning advertising. Don't miss out on these game-changing benefits. Terrible copy. No word about advertising at all. And the first mention of advertising is actually in the name of my product. So out of these four different ads, I'm going to give Claude a score of 1. So ChatGPT is ahead at the moment, and oh my god, what is going on with all these emojis? I don't know if anyone else has noticed this when you ask Claude to write you an ad. It just goes sick for emojis, and you're about to see another example of that as we go along. So if we go to Claude's long form ad frameworks, here I gave it a score of 4. I liked every single one of these. The emojis again were like just way too much. But when I'm looking at the hooks, and when I'm looking at how does it kind of open up these ads, I'm pretty happy with what's written. Now I would change some stuff around kind of the call to action and what it says about the product, but I thought this was a really good job that it pulled this from the sales page. That was ad number 1. Ad number 2, did not mind this. Probably would mess around, and instead of talking about slaving away at your computer, hours turn into days, I'd probably go by the angle of like, you're wasting money on testing ads that don't work rather than you're wasting hours. But this is not a bad ad. Ad 3, which was down here, I liked this one. Low return on ad spend and wasting, again, I would change this from wasting time to wasting money on Facebook ads. I liked that one. And then the 4th variation as well, I thought this was pretty good. Creating profitable ads, Facebook ads, feels like an uphill battle. You know, the potential is there, but you're constantly struggling to create ads that convert. It's time-consuming, frustrating process that leaves you feeling like you're never quite hitting the mark. Again, not perfect, definitely not perfect, but for a prompt that took me like 25 seconds to put together with what I teach in the AI ads framework, I am not unhappy with that. Now, we gave ChatGPT overall a score of 3 here. Sorry, score of 4. And Claude got a score of 5. So we're 4 tests in, and Claude has already won every single test. The last thing, which I found quite surprising, was analyzing how robotic and sort of formulaic and artificial does this copy actually feel. And I'm not going to show you a prompt here, but I asked ChatGPT and I asked Claude to rate every output that ChatGPT gave me against every output that Claude gave me. And I said to it, you tell me, like, out of these 2 groups of ads and social media posts, here's variant A, here's variant B. Which one do you think is more formulaic? Which one do you think sounds more like it was written by a robot? Now, ChatGPT said the version of stuff that was written by Claude, I didn't tell it who wrote what, but it said the version of copy that you've just seen, which was written by Claude, felt more formulaic. And then I asked Claude, which one of these 2 feels more formulaic? And Claude also said that its own copy felt more formulaic, which I kind of actually disagree with both of them in this instance. To me, the biggest problem with ChatGPT right now is that it just keeps using the same phrases and the same words and the same sort of motifs and metaphors over and over and over again. So I'm actually going to override Claude here, and I'm going to say Claude is the winner of the 5th test as well. Now, of course, like any other large language model, it does have its problems. It tends to hallucinate. It's not quite as good at following instructions as ChatGPT. Like if I give ChatGPT, let's say, a bunch of emails that I've written, and I say, here's some writing that I've done, copy my writing style and voice, and then here's the transcript of a webinar or a YouTube video, write me emails that sound like this about this piece of content, ChatGPT will do that. Claude will sometimes take content from those emails that does not belong in, let's say, an email about this YouTube video, and it'll conflate them. So it does get a little bit confused. It does also hallucinate, and I just feel like it's just not as intelligent when it comes to doing exactly what you say as ChatGPT is. But you know what? When I'm looking and having messed around with Claude for like the last week or so, yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to start using Claude as like my main AI tool moving forward. Now, I do think that the gap will close. I've really observed ChatGPT getting more formulaic and using the same phrases and words over and over again more often in the last like month or two. I think they're going to fix that. The amount of stuff and the amount of development that's happening inside ChatGPT right now is absolutely absurd. If you've not seen what they're doing with Sora, Sora, that's their text to video generator, which is about to drop. It's just ridiculous. So I can't imagine that ChatGPT are going to be behind for very long. But bottom line, if you've not used Claude 3, sign up. It's $20 a month. It's the best $20 a month you'll spend outside of ChatGPT, in my opinion. Go and check it out. Let me know what you think about Claude 3 if you have used it in the comments. And as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button over here. And there's another video from this channel that you can watch as well. Thanks for being here. Click that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.